If there was one thing I could have everybody know about their scalp, it would be this. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Josie over here at Hair Divinity, and today I'm talking about something that I promise I wish the whole world could know, because it will save a lot of people's scalp. It will save you from the itchiness, it will save you from wasting money on products that don't work, and it will save your scalp health in the long run. Today, this one is all about oiling the scalp, y'all. Please do not stone me. Please do not call your grandma and your auntie on me, because I know they would try to fight me if I tell y'all not to oil y'all scalp. As we know, we've all been there, done that. We sit down, we let somebody part our hair and just oil and grease our scalp. Okay, that's great. It's fine. But we learn over time, and when it comes to scalp health, I'm all about science, y'all, okay? So yeah, there's always the argument, well, oil my scalp works for me, this works for me. Sure, and that's fine. Everything is not going to work for everyone. There are going to be cases where scalp oiling is beneficial. Of course, it is beneficial in the aspect that you are doing those things correctly, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I am specifically talking about scalp oiling when it comes to people who have dandruff, psoriasis, or seborrheic dermatitis. If you're not aware, seborrheic dermatitis, psoriasis, dandruff, a lot of those scalp conditions are inflammatory, and they're also caused by an excess of sebum. So seborrheic dermatitis, for instance, seborrheic dermatitis is one of the most common scalp conditions that causes a lot of flaking, a lot of like oily buildup and scaling on the scalp. However, most people don't know that it's overproduction of sebum. They think, okay, my scalp is dry, that's why it has flakes. So now they go to grab an oil and they put it on their scalp, and then they wonder why 2 days later their scalp is itching or is still flaky. Well, let's break that down. So the reason you're using the oil is because you think your scalp is dry, right? Okay, well, that's mistake number one. If your scalp is dry, oil is not going to necessarily hydrate the scalp, but it may provide some temporary relief. A lot of times people just need the scalp to stop itching for a little while, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that is and can be a temporary solution. However, it is not a good long-term solution. So let's think about it. You're putting oil on your scalp that's not actually dry. So you have a scalp that's overproducing sebum or overproducing oil. Now you're adding more oil on top of it. Okay, what's going to happen? Your scalp is going to go into overdrive because now there's more oil, there's more sebum there. So now things are overturning, things are going faster, and now you have more cell turnover, you have more oil on your scalp that's causing more itchiness. Then answer me this. If you put oil on your scalp hoping that the flakes go away, what happens to the flakes? They don't go away. You're just putting more oil on top of it, right? So let's just say you're oiling your scalp every day and you got flakes on your scalp. One, you ain't doing nothing but causing it to stick together. Oil is binding all of that stuff together and creating more of a buildup on your scalp. So that's why your scalp is still itching after you oil it. That's why the flakes still come back, because once your scalp or that oil evaporates, or your scalp absorbs that oil, or your hair absorbs that oil, the flakes are coming right back. So now we can see how oiling the scalp can actually cause more harm. Most people who oil in their scalp are either one, trying to grow their hair, they're trying to use some type of growth solution, or they're trying to relieve dry scalp or any of the scalp conditions. What they may not be aware is an actual condition. Most people think just because you see flakes that it's just dry scalp, not realizing that, hey, this is something that actually needs a little bit more focused attention, because it's not normal. It may be normal now because more people are experiencing it, but it's not normal. Your body should not be producing flakes on your scalp. I don't think back in the day like Jesus or nobody had no flakes on their scalp. So that's just a test of time to show that how different our environment has become, different our bodies have changed, the foods we eat, the processes, the products, all the things have changed now to now more people are experiencing scalp conditions and hair loss. Another problem with that is that oils are generally very nutrient rich, right? So we have a lot of these herbs and all these oils and stuff and all these blends that are very dense. If you're not aware, the conditions that cause the flakes and the irritation on your scalp are usually driven by yeast. So yeast, bacteria, these are live and living organisms, right? So if you give them something nutrient rich like all these oils and vitamins and stuff, guess what it's doing? It's feeding it. So it's literally causing it to continue to grow on your scalp because you're constantly oiling it. So this is going to further irritate your scalp. Now hopefully you're understanding how oils can actually cause more harm than good for your scalp. So after you heard all this, you're probably like, well, okay, what am I supposed to use? I get that question all the time. Anytime I make a post about scalp oiling or, you know, do or don't do this, people ask me, what do I use instead? So there are some products out there on the market that are meant to be used on your scalp in place of oils and grease. Generally, these are more liquid-based formulas or spray formulas or some type of serum, but it's not oil-based. So there are plenty of them, and you can find a whole list of them in my ebook, You Can Heal Your Scalp. I will leave a link below for that. But there are products out there, you guys, and it's all about having the correct understanding. So if you didn't know all of this, now you know. Now you can tell the next person, like, because I mean, especially in the black community, like, we be all on that oil in the scalp thing, like, that's what we do. But again, if y'all haven't learned by now, I'm here to bring y'all the right information, the correct information, and everything that's based on science and experience. Because if you don't know, I service clients only with scalp disorders and hair loss. So I've seen all kind of scalps, all kind of things, but I put my time in, I put my research in, so I understand what's happening so I can find the correct solution. For instance, a lot of people will come to me after they've had a protective style, like braids for instance, and they want their scalp treated. Well, what happens is those scalps be looking crazy, okay? So these people generally already have a scalp condition or an underlying scalp condition that they may not be aware of, and by having those braids up, not washing their scalp, oiling their scalp on a regular, there is so much buildup present because of the oil accumulation, the dirt accumulation, flakes accumulation. It's just a whole accumulation of stuff on the scalp, and that's because they were not aware that I was not supposed to be putting this oil on my scalp during these, what, 2-3 months straight that I had not even washed my scalp. Like, come on. And then another thing is that a lot of the oils that people are making or putting on the market, they're thinking, okay, if I could jam 40 different oils in this bottle, it's going to be the most potent, it's going to be the greatest. You know, that's incorrect thinking. For one, the heavier and the more dense the formula is, the more dangerous it can be for your hair and your scalp. One, because your scalp and your pores, your follicles can get clogged. So if you're constantly oiling your scalp with something super heavy and dense like grease or Jamaican black castor oil, that can actually do more damage in the long run. But the whole reason your hair grows is because your follicles are healthy and your body is healthy. If you're putting your follicles in an unhealthy state by oiling your scalp constantly, how is it going to lead to prolonged hair growth? Not to say that hair growth oils and stuff don't work. I'm not saying that they work in certain cases, but in the event that you're oiling your scalp to either bring hair back or to soothe your scalp from, you know, the itchiness or the flaking, it's just not gonna do it. If at any point you decide you want to use oils on your scalp, please opt for something that's a little bit more lightweight. Something that's going to absorb into the scalp and do what it needs to do. Jojoba oil is a really good one. Grapeseed oil. Anything that has a loose viscosity. So something that almost has like a watery consistency. The more loose it is, the better it is for your scalp. I personally do not oil my scalp. I haven't put oil on my scalp in like, I don't know how long. If I have braids or something, sometimes I do oil my scalp after I've hydrated it with water or some type of other like water-based serum. But again, I'm always opting for something lightweight that's not going to cause any buildup on my scalp, as well as any excess buildup on my hair, because oils can also cause buildup on the hair, which is why a lot of times people aren't able to fully retain moisture, because the moisture can't get in. Like they say, oil and water don't mix. So if you have oil on your hair first and you're trying to put water in, it's going to repel it because there's this barrier. barrier, it can't get in. So hopefully all of this makes sense. In conclusion, we know that oiling the scalp is a super popular practice, something we've been doing for ages. However, I'm here to help you heal your scalp. I'm here to help you heal your hair. So this information hopefully is very relevant, something that you can use and share with others. Like I said, if you are looking for some specific products that you can use in place of oils on your scalp, be sure to check out my ebook, You Can Heal Your Scalp. There's not only a product list for that, but there's a product list for shampoos and conditioners and all other things for your scalp, and information that can help you understand what's happening and what you can do to heal your scalp. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.